find yourself comfortably lying down. Just get yourself comfortable for a moment. As always, just always listen to your body. So even if I'm doing something that doesn't feel right for you today, then don't do it. But it will be a very, very gentle, relaxing, going to be focusing on the breath a lot as well. So hopefully you'll be nice and relaxed this evening. Hi, Sam. Right. So let's get yourselves down onto the mat or a bed, wherever you'll be lying yourself down today. And you're very welcome to use a little head cushion sometimes if you find that when you're lying back down and your chin feels a little bit overextended. Hi, Ellie. Yes, so if you're feeling like you're lying back and your head's a little bit back, having a little head cushion is really nice, but nothing no more than an inch really. So if you've got one of those big sort of bedroom pillows, I wouldn't advise using that because actually that's more restricted onto the neck, and we don't want any restriction. We want to leave the neck nice and long. So just bringing yourself comfortably down. If you have a little cushion, just make sure it's the back of the head, leaving the neck nice and free. And I want your feet to roughly be about hip width apart. Hi Sarah, we've just got started. Just finding yourself down into a nice comfortable position. Just bringing your arms down by the side. And just start to bring your awareness to your shoulders. Are they relaxed down the back? Are they away from the ears? Thinking now about your collarbone. Is it wide? Thinking about the breastbone, relaxing it down. And just start to think about the 3 body weights into your mat or your bed. The back of the head, the back of the rib cage, and the back of the pelvis. With your knees bent and your feet hip width apart, roughly, depending how your hips are feeling today. But drawing your attention to your feet, we want them to be even. So thinking big toe, little toe, center of the heel connection. And just closing your eyes and just allow the body to really soften and relax into the mat. And I want you to breathe in through your nose. And as you breathe in through your nose, really start to feel the sides and the back of your rib cage just start to expand. And then breathe out the mouth, just letting everything go. So breathing in through the nose, to the sides and to the back. And then we're going to bring our attention slightly towards our belly button. Now I always want you to be pushing your belly button towards the back of your spine a bit. And then just release, let the tummy go, let the ribs go. So closing your eyes can feel quite nice. Just want you to breathe in. We call this lateral breathing. So breathing into the sides, into the backs of the ribs. And then just let everything sink back down on your exhale. Breathing in. And exhaling. Good. Now bringing your attention back to that rib cage. Is it feeling grounded into the mat, the back of the head, back of the pelvis? Trying to achieve our perfect neutral alignment of hips and pelvis. So let's add some movement through the neck now. So bringing your head at the moment center. Take a little breath in, and as you exhale, just start to allow your right ear to drop over towards your right shoulder. Watch that this shoulder doesn't creep up. Let it be lengthened away. And then take your head gently back to center. and go over to the other side. So just leave that ear there, take a little breath in, and then exhale, come back to center. Just wait here for a moment, we're going to do that set again. So we breathe in, and then exhale, just allowing that right ear to come over towards the right side of your shoulder. Hold here, breathe in. And then as you exhale, just gently take that head back to center. Take another little breath in here. And then just allow the left ear to drop again. Hold, breathe in. And then exhaling, coming back to center. So we're just going to add a little bit more movement. So we're going to have a little bit of extension and flexion of our neck. So I want you to take your finger and just place it onto the tip of your chin. And just gently, like you're just drawing it down, like you're flicking a switch. Tiny movement. Little hinge of that neck, feeling a little bit of lengthening there. And then come back to center. And then we can open the throat. Again, we're not taking this movement far at all. It's tiny little hinging. Good, come back to center. Let's do one more. So we breathe in. Tiny movement, dropping that chin. Coming back to center, almost like you're massaging the back of the head into your mat or your bed. And then just let the head settle in the middle. Just watch that those shoulders haven't crept up towards their ears. I want you to think about your right leg now, and we're going to slide that right heel along the floor of the mat. And as you reach it away, I want you to think about that right hip nice and open. I want you to flex your toes so they're pointing towards your nose. And feel the back of the calf just gently grounded into your mat. Breathe in here. And then gently start to slide that heel back to the starting position. And we're going to go over to the other side. So let's blow away that leg. Slightly flexing the toes, feeling that calf release into the mat. Feel that left hip slightly open. Breathe in here, hold. And then as you exhale again, just start to slide that knee back to the starting position. And we're going to go again. So as you're sliding that right leg away, I want you to think about your belly button and almost like you're trying to gently push it towards your spine. Just a little bit. Just start to feel a connection going through those deep abdominals. Let's bend that knee again and slide the leg back. We're keeping the whole of our top half relaxed. We're keeping that chest open, the face relaxed. We're just alternating, sliding the leg away. Bringing those toes slightly towards our nose, feeling that little stretch through the calf. And then just bending the knees back. Now, if you are hypermobile, just really watch your knees. You're not pushing them or locking them back out. And sliding that leg back in again. And let's just do one more so you're nice and even to both sides. And then you can just bring your feet back to about hip width apart. Just watch that the feet are still nice and even. And then we're going to place our hands onto our hip bones. Now, keep the chest open, the elbows wide and relaxed. I want you to think about your pelvis being a spirit level or a bucket of water. And we don't want any movement here. So we're going to open the right leg gently out to the side, just a little bit. And I want you to think about that little scoop in the belly, almost like you're pushing your belly button back. Feel a connection so your pelvis does not move. So we've opened the leg out, the foot's rolled slightly onto the outer border. We've got a little connection in our tummy. We're holding this position and then we're closing it back in. So we're working through the hip still, but we're just gently opening those knees to side, but we're using our tummy muscles just to help facilitate the movement. If I don't use my tummies, this is where we can just collapse, and then our pelvis wants to rotate with us, and then this sometimes can hurt our back. So it's all about learning this control. So let's blow that air out as you open the knee. Breathe in, hold, and then exhale and close that knee back in again. So we exhale, open that knee. A little connection in that tummy. Think about pushing that belly button slightly towards the back of your spine. Hold here. Breathe in. And then exhale and close. Let's just do one more if that feels okay for you. So just opening those knees. Trying to keep that pelvis really level. Keep the breastbone soft. Keep the head, the neck, the face completely relaxed. Do a nice even amount. And then once you've done your set, just going to bring those arms back down by the side of the body. So we're going to come into some shoulder drops now. So let's reach our arms up above the chest, relax those shoulders down and turn the palms to face towards each other. We need to think about that humerus bone just sitting comfortably into the shoulder socket. We're going to take our right arm and we're going to reach it up towards the ceiling. So that shoulder now lifts away from the mat. And then just let it come back down. So we're working into our shoulder girdle. So let's breathe in, reach the left arm towards the ceiling and lower back down. So it's again a small movement. We're only working through our shoulder. Watch that the arm doesn't want to start creeping up. We're still keeping that shoulder nicely away from our ear. The spine is nice and lengthened and heavy into the mat. Breathing in, reach. Exhaling, lower. Breathing in, reach. Exhaling, lower. If it feels okay, can you do both together? Let both fingertips reach up towards the ceiling and just lower them back down. So breathe in, thinking about that tummy, little scoop in the belly, and lower back down. One more like this, breathing in. Exhale, lower. And then you can turn those palms to face your knees and gently release them back down to the mat. So we're going to add a little combination movement now. So going back to our leg slides, we're going to slide that right leg away and open that right hip. And if it feels okay, I want you to reach your left arm up above your shoulders and then take it back behind you. So while you're doing this, we're getting this lovely stretch across the body. Keep your toes slightly flexed and keep that tummy a little bit activated. So thinking about pushing that belly button slightly towards the back of your spine. Hold here and then gently slide the leg back in and lower the arm all the way down. And we're going to go to the other side. So let's add the breath. Let's exhale, slide the leg and reach the arm, the opposite arm overhead. Little connection through your tummy. Soften those ribs and then take it back over chest, slide the leg in and lower. I'm going to do one more of those to each side. So we breathe in to prepare. Exhale, slide leg and arm, opposite arm to leg. Hold this position, breathe in. And then exhaling, sliding both leg and arm back in. Other side, making sure you're nice and even. So we breathe in to prepare. Exhaling, sliding leg and reaching arm. Keep that elbow soft. Again, just thinking about those shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in. And then exhaling. Coming back down. Good. Well done. So we're going to bring our hands back onto our pelvis and we're going to do some little pelvic tucks. Now, if you're on your bed, just be really careful because obviously with the mattress, I don't want you to be scooping the pelvis and rolling it too much. So I want you to think about your tailbone. Bring your hands onto your pelvis and just start to scoop the belly a little bit and bring your tailbone like it's pointing towards your nose. So as you do that, you should feel that lower part of your back slightly release into the mat. And then take that tailbone away, back to the starting position, and then slightly take it away towards your toes so you feel a gentle little arch or a little extension into that lower back. Not a big movement. One more. So we take the tailbone back to the middle and then just release that lower part of the spine into the mat. Don't force it. And then reach that tailbone back away again and reach it away so we get a gentle little arch. And then just let that pelvis settle in the middle, hopefully feeling nice and heavy, nice and grounded. Good. So from here, we're going to come into some double knee folds. But first, let's work with the single knee fold. I want you to lift your right heel up first. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, start to draw that right knee in towards the body. But I want the knee to be roughly in line with your hip, so don't bring it in too far. So we're using the tummy muscles to help keep and maintain this position. And then gently lower it back down with control. Lower the heel. Other side. So we lift the heel up first. Let's breathe in. Exhale, single knee fold. Hold, breathe in. And then exhaling, lowering back down with control. Keep alternating. So we lift the heel up first. Draw the knee in. Thinking about a little engagement through that tummy. Hold here. And then lower back down. Again, we're working through our hips now. We're not moving anything else. So it's all about nice control. Try and keep a nice angle in your knee. So a nice 90-degree angle if that feels okay. Lower back down. Lift the heel first. Draw the knee in. Hold. And lower back down. Good, we've got one more set. So lift the heel. Hold, breathe in. And then exhaling lower. Last one to this side, if that feels okay. Lift the heel. Single knee fold. Breathe in. And lower. Good. So we're going to take our arms back over the chest now, and the palms are going to face towards our knees. I want you to start to reach, keep your elbows soft, especially if you're hypermobile, but you're going to start to reach those arms overhead. So the arms are almost framing our head, but I want you to think about the rib cage. If we don't use our tummy muscles, our body naturally wants to stick out. So I want you to think about lengthening up through your center, that little scoop in the belly, and try and keep your ribs really heavy into the mat. Take the arms back over chest and all the way down. We're going to do this 2 more times. So let's breathe in, reach. Exhale. Tummy switched on, softening those ribs down. Shoulders away from ears. And then take them back over chest and lower. Last set. Breathing in. Exhaling, switching on that tummy, softening those ribs. Try not to arch away. Coming back over chest and back down by the side of the body. We're going to come into some spine curls now. So that little movement I showed you earlier where we tucked the tailbone and you felt that little release into the mat. Well, we're now going to peel the spine all the way up off the mat this time. If you have a head cushion, just be careful it doesn't get restricted into the neck. So make sure the feet aren't too far away. I want you to think about bringing that tailbone slightly towards your belly button. Feel that release. And then gently, we're going to peel and wheel the spine up and away off the mat. Coming to about the base of your shoulders. Even weight through the feet. We're going to hold for a little breath at the top. And then as you exhale, I want you to start to lower that spine back down, thinking bone by bone by bone. Try and get the whole of your spine into the mat and then just relax the pelvis to the start. So let's do that again. So we exhale, tuck the tailbone, open those hips, reaching those knees away, softening those ribs down. Hold here, breathe in. And then exhaling, I want you to think about that tailbone. Keep it tucked for as long as possible. Feel every vertebrae come down. Feel that lower part of the spine release, and then just relax the pelvis back to the start. I'm going to do that one more time. So breathe in to prepare. Exhaling, tuck that tailbone. Let's open those hips. Push through the feet, lengthening the knees, softening the ribs down. Watch that the shoulders haven't creeped up towards your ears. A little breath in at the top. And then exhaling. Lower yourself back down, bone by bone by bone. And release. Really good hip strengthener there. So after you've done that set, let's just carefully pull our knees in towards the body. Just drop the tailbone a little bit and then release it away. A little drop of the tailbone and then just release it away. And then you can just gently rock from side to side if that feels okay. Keep your toes connected and just make small little circles with your knees. Just breathing in and breathing out. And then go in the other direction. Just breathing in and breathing out. Just hug those knees in one last time. And then just place your feet back down with control. So we're going to work into some toe taps now. So this is actually really good for understanding about our core strength and stability. So let's start by coming into that single knee fold. And if it feels okay, you're going to have the other one join it with you. So we've made a little tabletop with our legs. So watch that those knees don't come too far in because we want to keep that pelvis connected. We want to keep it quite heavy. Already your tummy has to be switched on, little scoop, softening those ribs down. I want you to then think about lengthening your thigh bone away as you take a breath in and just gently tap that toe down and exhale, draw it back. We're not going to do many of these because these are strong on the tummy. So we breathe in, lengthen the thigh bone away, come back out. Breathe in, tummy muscles working, softening those ribs down, coming back up. Breathe in and exhaling. If this is too much, come back to those single knee folds that we did earlier. Breathing in, chest is relaxed. Breathing in, exhaling. One more set if you can. Don't worry if you can't. Just listen to your body. Try and keep that spine completely stable. No movement. After you've done a nice even amount, just release those knees back into the body. Just hold here. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And just carefully place your feet back away again. We're going to open the knees out a little bit wider now. So slightly wider. If you've got a mat, about mat width. You're going to take your arms out to the side. And the palms are going to be facing towards the ceiling. So we're sort of doing a bit of a low V. Just make sure those arms are lower than your shoulders. So just letting the ribs settle for a moment. Make sure that the shoulders are still nicely away from your ears. We're going to take both knees slightly over to the right. So think of your thighs like magnets. So we're going to let the knees or the feet roll onto the outer border. I want you to think about that little scoop in the belly, so pushing your belly button slightly back and just hold here. We don't want the shoulders to lift away from the mat, so we've got to use our tummy muscles. I want you to hold here, breathe in, and then as you exhale, take your legs back to center. So using those muscles, other side. We exhale, let the knees slightly roll over. Engage through that tummy, let the opposite hip lift, but keep your shoulders connected. Keep the chest open, breathe in, and then exhaling. We're going to keep going, we're going to do 2 more sets. If it feels okay, you can gently add the opposite neck rotation. Just watching that that tummy is still having to connect. And back to center, into the other way. Breathe in and exhaling. Good. It's going to make you, they're quite strong, those ones. So just walking your feet gently back. You're just going to slide one leg away. Let the other one slide away as well. And we're just going to do some little ankle work. So you can keep your arms nice and wide, just watch that the chest stays open. Just bringing both your toes towards your nose, so you're flexing the feet, and then just pointing the toes away. One more time, so flexing the feet towards your nose, and then just gently pointing them away. And then we're just going to come into a few little ankle circles. A little bit of mobilization into those feet. Just keep breathing. And then go in the other direction. Breathing in. And breathing out. Very good. Once you've done a few circles, both directions, we're just going to slide that left leg followed by the right back in. And then you can just bring those arms down by the side of the body. So we're actually going to do a little curl up. Now, this isn't not necessarily it's not more of an abdominal movement. It's actually to get a lovely bit of flexion in our upper spine. So really, really good. So we're going to bring our hands behind the back of the head. Just let the shoulders set away from the ears and keep your elbows in your peripheral vision. So thinking back to your breastbone, just soften down into the mat. I want you to nod the chin a little bit, but not over flex, like we've got a peach between our chin and our chest. We're going to nod the chin and then just gently flex the spine up. It's not about height, it's a gentle movement. I want you to think about almost pushing the spine back down into the mat as you curl up. Breathe in at the top and then exhale, gently lower that spine back down. Watch that those elbows don't collapse. We want to keep them coating the back of the rib cage. We're going to do this 2 more times. So keep that pelvis grounded. Let's breathe in. As we exhale, we're going to just gently tuck the chin. Thinking about that upper spine almost being massaged back down into the mat. Breathe in and then exhaling. If this is too much, then just come back into some nice knee folds or some arm stretches. Last one, tuck the chin. Scoop that belly, pushing that belly button towards the back of the spine. And then just release the spine back down. Just let the head relax and just take the arms all the way back down by the side of the body. So we're just going to come into some knee circles now. So we're still working through our hips. So let's come into a little single knee fold with our right leg. And again, we don't want it to come any further. So as soon as you start to feel that tailbone lift up, we've lost our neutral. So we want to keep the pelvis in a nice neutral position. So holding the position here, I want you to start to draw that knee slightly towards your nose. Take it over the midline of the body, out and round. So thinking about belly button towards the back of the spine. Just doing 3 circles with the hip. So the movement's coming from the hip, not the knee or the ankle. And once you've done about 3, you're going to go the other direction. So you're taking that knee slightly out to the side, down, through the midline and back up. Just doing 3. Feel that tummy just have to switch on a little bit. And once you've done your 3, bring that leg back to center and then just pull it in and just let it relax. Just pull that knee in. If it feels okay, you can slide the other leg along the body. Flex that foot a little bit, feel the calf stretch and just hold here. Little point and flex of the feet again. Give the knee a little shake. Just hold here. Either the knee or the back of the thigh. Just hold here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. And then just bend that leg on the floor and let the other one relax. And we're going to go over to the other side. So reset. Switch on that tummy as you come into a little single knee fold. Small circles with that knee. Just breathing naturally. So let's slightly take that knee up towards our nose. Take it over the midline, down and around. Just 3 one way and 3 the other. Try and keep that 90-degree angle with your knee. Just start to become aware of that engagement in your tummy that's having to switch on to keep that pelvis nice and stable, and try not to get any movement in the spine. Go the other direction for 3 as well. Keep the chest open, keep breathing. And once you've done about 3 each way, you're going to just draw that knee in towards the body. Either stay here, if it feels okay, you can slide the other leg away and just hold. Just breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in. Good. And then just releasing that foot down. And then we're going to just take both legs away, and they can be a little bit wider, and then the arms can be out. And I just want you to completely and utterly allow yourself to relax now into the mat and start to focus on that breathing that we did earlier. So breathing in through the nose. Really start to feel the backs and the sides of the rib cage expanding. Start to feel that belly button wanting to come towards the back of the spine. And then just let everything go. We're breathing in and breathing out. You can start to just gently rock the head from side to side if that feels nice. Breathing in and exhaling. So we're going to start to just let that breath be a little bit longer now. So maybe breathing in for about a count of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5. And just start to bring your breath to be a little bit normal, steadying it down. Just start to wiggle your fingers and just wiggling your toes. Just allowing the head to naturally rock from side to side. And then maybe just start to make a fist with your hands and then releasing, adding a little bit of a circling with your wrists and with your ankles. And then just bring everything back down. And I'm going to just leave you here on the mat to take a moment for yourself, so not rushing up into any sort of seated position. When you do decide to come up, just gently rolling onto your side and just taking your time before you come up to a sitting. But for now, just enjoying lying down onto the mat. Just let the entire body completely relax and be heavy, and hopefully this has been nice and relaxing for your Monday evening. So please don't get up, stay here, and I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully see you next week. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely evening.